Hi everyone, I'm Christopher. Welcome to this introduction to flatworms. Flatworms can feel like an organism parade with no map. You meet cestodes, trematodes, proglottids, fluke eggs, snails, fleas, fish, crayfish, and ants. And somewhere out there, someone quietly asks, was I supposed to memorize all of this before lunch? Not at first. Before we memorize names, we are going to sort them. This video gives you the organizing rule for the entire series. Before we sort parasites in this series, let's clarify the taxonomy. Flatworms belong to the phylum Platyhelminthes, from the Greek roots meaning flatworm. The major parasitic groups include cestodes, trematodes, and monogeneans. Monogeneans are primarily direct life cycle ectoparasites of fish and other aquatic animals. They are absolutely flatworms, but they are not the focus of this series. Our two highlighted groups are cestodes or tapeworms and trematodes or flukes. Flatworms can feel difficult because every name arrives with a host, an organ, a life cycle, an exposure, and a diagnostic stage. The key is to look for patterns. So do not always start with the species name. Find the correct shelf first. Species comes later. Parasitology is still not painless, but it does make it considerably less rude. Start with one split, cestode or trematode. Then ask 4 questions. Who is the host? Where does the parasite live or cause damage? How is the host exposed? What stage or diagnostic method should reveal it? Host, site, exposure, and diagnostic stage. Those clues often narrow the differential before the species name appears. Cestodes are tapeworms. The name traces back to the Greek kestos, originally meaning embroidered or stitched, and used in Homer for Aphrodite's enchanted girdle. The word later came to mean a belt or girdle, which fits the ribbon-like appearance of a tapeworm. Aphrodite's magic belt is an unexpectedly useful parasitology mnemonic. The cestodes emphasized in this course are segmented, and each segment is a proglottid. The scolex is the attachment end. Cestodes have no gastrointestinal tract, so nutrients cross the body surface. No gut, no chewing, and no table manners. Trematodes are flukes. They are typically unsegmented, often leaf-like or fleshy, and have suckers plus an incomplete gastrointestinal tract. Trematode comes from a Greek word meaning having holes or openings, a useful association with their sucker-bearing body plan. So the first split is simple, tapeworm or fluke. For cestodes, think adult here, larva there. The adult tapeworm lives in the definitive host, where sexual reproduction occurs. Eggs or proglottids leave that host. An intermediate host then carries the larval or metacestode stage. The definitive host usually becomes infected by eating the intermediate host or its infected tissue. That pattern solves a lot of tapeworm logic. The revealing clinical question is often, what did the host eat? A flea, prey, raw viscera, or batted mite, fish, or other aquatic host can identify the life cycle pathway. There are exceptions, but this is the shelf on which most veterinary cestodes belong. For veterinary flukes, start with the snail. Most of the flukes emphasized in this course are diagnostic, meaning trematodes with indirect, multi-host life cycles. Nearly all use a mollusk, usually a snail, as the first intermediate host. So when you hear fluke, ask where the snail fits. After the snail, the route varies. Cercaria may insist as metacercaria on aquatic vegetation or inside of ants, crayfish, fish, or other hosts. For blood flukes, cercaria instead penetrate the definitive host directly through the skin. That is why exposure history is so powerful. Wet pasture, ants on vegetation, crayfish, raw fish, or freshwater contact. The snail is the hub. Exposure tells you which road the fluke took. Diagnostic stage matters because a possible parasite is not always a detectable parasite. With cestodes, you may find proglottids or eggs, but shedding can be intermittent, and routine fecal flotation has limited sensitivity for many tapeworms. One important exception to the usual cestode pattern is the diphyllobothrid type tapeworms. Their operculated eggs are less buoyant and may be recovered more reliably by sedimentation. Most veterinary trematode eggs are also less buoyant. Think of them as sinkers rather than floaters. Routine flotation may miss them. A higher specific gravity sucrose solution, such as Caesar sugar, can recover some, but sedimentation is generally preferred. Diagnosis also requires a patent infection and a pathway for eggs to reach the sample. Immature, ectopic, or obstructed infections may not cooperate. Ask, what stage should be present? Where should it be? And is this the right test? The microscope cannot find what the life cycle has not delivered. This is where sedimentation becomes important. Routine centrifugal flotation is excellent for many parasite eggs, oocysts, and cysts. Many trematode eggs, however, are dense and less buoyant. Routine flotation may miss them, while sedimentation concentrates material that settles to the bottom. A higher specific gravity flotation solution can recover some fluke eggs, and there are tapeworm exceptions, but do not let exceptions steal the introductory rule. When you suspect a fluke, think sedimentation and let gravity do the work. Now assemble the pattern. First, cestode or trematode. Then let the host narrow the list. The anatomic site, narrow it again, and the exposure reconstruct the life cycle. Finally, the diagnostic stage tells you what to seek and how to seek it. A horse with an ileocecal cestode pattern is not a dog with flea exposure, and neither is a ruminant with wet pasture liver disease. Class plus host plus site plus exposure plus diagnostic stage gives you the stronger differential. That is the big sorting rule. Do not treat every flatworm as an isolated name. First, separate tapeworm from fluke. Then ask host, site, exposure, and diagnostic stage. Next, we open the cestode shelf. Scoleces, proglottids, definitive and intermediate hosts, and the recurring clinical question, what did the host eat? Until then, do not memorize first, sort first. Thanks for watching, and I'll let my friend take it away.
Time to meet the tapeworms, the original serial storytellers.